Good morning, friends. Happy Thursday. Yes, it's Thursday. Thank God the weekend is almost here. Just a day and what? Depending on where you live, day and a half, day and a little more than a half, three-fourths of a day. Who knows? Anyway, the important thing is Thursday's here. College football back tonight. It was off last Thursday night because of the NFL starting their season. But got a pretty good, decent game tonight. We'll go over that. Got a few news items to go over. This is our week 3 preview. We're already in week 3 of the season. We've had some pretty cool things happen these last couple weeks. Upsets, shocking things. So far, pretty good. Pretty good college football season. All right, so before we get started, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Let's go over these few news items real quick. We got SEC. They fined Mississippi State $500,000 for storming the field after their upset win over Arizona State. I have a feeling Mississippi State, the way the football's going right now this year, probably don't care. Of course, they probably wish the fine was a little lower, but hey, football team's looking pretty damn good. You beat Arizona State, who I didn't think they had a chance of beating the Sun Devils, and they did. So, I guess congratulations in order, Mississippi State. You get that fine. This is some just jacked up here. UNLV quarterback Alex Orji, I think it's his name, Orji, out for the season. Hamstring, injured it in the UCLA game. Man, Dan Mullen's really got that thing going good there at the UNLV. And now this happens. But remember, what was it last year, the year before, the quarterback bailed on them? They still had a hell of a season. Maybe Mullen's got somebody in line waiting to play. But anyway, Alex, man, hope your injury gets better soon. Speaking of UCLA, UNLV beating them. UCLA backup quarterback Pierce Clark suspended from school after being arrested on a felony charge. No specifics were given in what the charge was. Maybe it come out today or next couple of days. But yeah, whatever he did is pretty damn bad. UCLA got rid of him. And Iowa tight end Addison Ostringa out for the year. Achilles injury. Sorry to hear that, Addison. Get well, man. That just sucks, man. That always sucks, when you fall camp has started and you're ready for football season and the players are all ready and then one gets hurt for the season in fall practice. That's gotta suck just as bad getting hurt early in the season too. I mean, it's football life, I guess. All right, like I said, tonight got a pretty damn good game. Good ACC matchup. 6:30 on ESPN. North Carolina State at Wake Forest. Both of them are 2-0. They're pretty even in the rushing and passing game, so we'll see how this one plays out here. So pretty good game for a Thursday night for college football returning. Tomorrow night got some decent ones. 5:30 Big Ten Network. Interstate battle. Indiana State versus number 22 Indiana. Both of them are 2-0. The Sycamores would love to spoil the Hoosiers night. Indiana, better at rushing, but they are kind of even in the passing game, both these teams. 6:30 on ESPN. 1-1 Colorado. Come down the road to town to play 2-0 Houston. Both of them are pretty even in all their stats. Of course, it is early in the season, so a lot of these teams, we see as you go along, get further in the season, this will start happening to one team, and this will start happening to the other team. But right now, things are fresh. 8 p.m. on Fox. Man, this 1-2 Kansas State. Never thought Kansas State would be 1-2. Versus 2-0 Arizona. I never thought Arizona would be 2-0 because it kind of fell off the map last year. They are close in rushing and passing yards. Arizona, though, has racked up more penalties these last couple of weeks. And 9 p.m., some late night college football on a Friday night on Big Ten Network. 1-1 New Mexico plays 0-2 UCLA, who just got rid of their backup quarterback we just talked about. Surely UCLA wouldn't lose to the Lobos. They are close in passing and rushing right now. Remember New Mexico last year? They just couldn't finish games. Those guys should have had a lot more wins and been a lot better than they were, but they just couldn't finish games. I know they're 1-1 now, new season, but maybe they learned to finish games, and UCLA just doesn't look that good. So you never know. New Mexico could go in there and get themselves a win. All right, moving on to Saturday, some of the interesting games. This one is pretty damn interesting. 11 a.m. ABC, 2-0 Wisconsin, who starts off really slow these last couple weeks, versus number 19 Alabama. Got whooped by Florida State, came back last week, whooped Louisiana Monroe. They are even in the rushing game. Bama is a little better than the passing game. Alabama does have 85 more yards and penalties racked up this year. 11 a.m. on CBS Sports Network, a MAC battle. Buffalo versus Kent State. Both of them 1-1. Kent State finally won a game a couple weeks ago. Break that losing streak. But the thing is, right now, Kent State only averaging these last couple weeks 80 yards in rushing. So that could change against somebody on their level. 11 a.m. Fox. Number 4 Oregon travels to Evanston to play 1-1 Northwestern. Do the Wildcats even have a chance? Maybe a couple years ago, I would say yeah, but this year, man, I just don't know. 11 a.m. on Big Ten Network. Central Michigan versus number 23 Michigan. Both of them 1-1. Both of them are pretty close in passing and rushing and everything else. 11 a.m. on ESPN2. This is kind of an interesting game here. Number 13 Oklahoma, coming off that high last week of beating Michigan. They go to play 2-0 Temple, who's an approved team. OU's better in passing, but Temple does have a better rushing game. Al's quarterback Sims has 5 more touchdowns than OU's Mater. So if you don't watch it, keep an eye on the score. You never know what could happen. 11 a.m. on ESPN. Number 12 Clemson. Oh, man, Clemson goes to 2-0 Georgia Tech. We know how Georgia Tech does. They've kind of become a giant killer the last couple of years. Clemson only averaging right now 76 rushing yards a game. Georgia Tech averaging 272. So, Clemson lost to LSU. I'm not saying it's going to happen. There's a good chance the Yellow Jackets might get them too, but we'll see. 11 a.m. on ESPNU. 2-0 Memphis versus 1-1 Troy. Troy does have 97 more yards and penalties this year than Memphis does. 11:45 on the SEC Network. 1-1 South Alabama versus number 24 Auburn. Auburn better in the rushing game. These two teams are even in the passing game. Auburn has 90 more yards and penalties racked up this year. 2:30 on ESPNU. 2-0 Washington State comes to Denton, Texas to play 2-0 North Texas. Washington State Cougars only averaging 71 rushing yards a game. North Texas averages more total yards a game than Washington State does. 2:30 on CBS Sports Network. Another interesting one. 1-1 SMU, who lost a heartbreaker last week to Baylor in 2 overtimes, versus 1-1 Missouri State, who got their first FBS win last weekend. So, they're on a high. SMU's pissed and disappointed. I don't know. You never know. This could turn out to be a decent game. It's on CBS Sports Network at 2:30. 2:30 on Fox. 0-2 Oregon State. Didn't think Oregon State would be 0-2 this year. Well, it doesn't get any better. They travel to Lubbock to play number 21 Texas Tech. Just doesn't look like it's going to get any better for the Beavers, I'm going to be honest with you. 2:30 on ABC. Got a hell of a game here. Number 6 Georgia versus number 15 Tennessee. Even in the rushing game, Tennessee is better in the passing game. One thing to keep an eye on, Tennessee does have 70 more yards and penalties racked up than Georgia does this year. So you got a hell of a game there. You got a hell of a game that Saturday night, too. We'll go over that one here in a second. 2:30 on CBS. Another interesting game. USC versus Purdue. Both 2-0. We know Purdue's a lot better. USC seems to be looking better. Boy, if Purdue could pull off this win there in West Lafayette, that'd be a major statement from them. Keep an eye out on that one. 2:30 on FS1. Number 1 Villanova versus number 2 Penn State. Penn State better in the rushing game. They are even in the passing game. Villanova only 2 penalties this season. Of course, they only play 1 game, but still, most teams average 3, maybe 4, sometimes even more penalties a game. Villanova just does 2 penalties in that 1 game. So, 2:30 on Big Ten Network. 2-0 Youngstown State versus 2-0 Michigan State. Youngstown State, their passing game is a hell of a lot better than the Spartans, but the Spartans are better in the rushing game. 2:30 on ESPN. Hey, the backyard brawl. 2-0 Pitt versus a 1-1 pissed off West Virginia because they didn't expect to lose to Ohio last week. So that game's always good too, the backyard brawl. 2:30 on Big Ten Network. Michael Vick led 1-1 Norfolk State, who got their first win under him last week. Goes to 2-0 Rutgers. Remember, Ohio almost beat Rutgers, and Vic would love nothing to upset an FBS team with his Norfolk State team. So keep an eye on that score. 2:30 on ACC Network. 1-1 Richmond versus 1-1 North Carolina. Tar Heels do have their hands full. Richmond has always been a damn good FCS team. Usually get in the playoffs all the time. And the thing about North Carolina, do you remember years ago when Saban took over Alabama? They went, 6-6 that first year? And then after that, they started getting better and they started hitting national championships. Not saying Belichick's going to win national championships there, but I would expect this first year is kind of going to be kind of like Saban's first year because Belichick is just too damn brilliant to have crappy seasons every year. You get the right players in there. We saw what happened to him when, anyway, we're not going to go over that. So, you never know. Richmond might come up there and pull a Law Monroe from a few years ago. 3 p.m. on ESPN2. Number 14, Iowa State versus 1-1 Arkansas State. These teams are even in the rushing and the passing game, believe it or not. 3 p.m. SEC Network. 1-1 Louisiana goes to number 25 Missouri. Louisiana Monroe or Louisiana Lafayette, as some people call them. Only 88 passing yards this year. They are a good rushing team, though. So you never know. 3:15 on the SEC Network. 1-1 UTEP goes to number 7 Texas. I have a feeling Texas is probably going to bury UTEP. And then the media is just going to be even more crazy over Arch Manning because he does great, wonderful things over a lesser opponent. Watch. 3:30, CW Network. This is the one a lot of people are waiting for. This is the one we're going to find out some stuff. Number 18, South Florida versus number 5, Miami. South Florida manhandled Boise State. Barely got by Florida. Had to win on a last-second field goal. And I would say Miami is a hell of a lot better than Florida. If not even where Boise State was, they're above Boise State. So this is where South Florida is going to find out if they can handle this kind of pressure with these big teams. Even rushing and passing game, both these teams though have over 100 yards of penalties. So very interesting game. I'm very interested to see what happens there. 5 p.m. on the SEC Network. Mississippi State looking to go to 3-0. They played little old poor 0-2 Alcorn State. 6 p.m. ESPN Plus. Appalachian State. They are looking to get back to being Appalachian State. They could go 3-0 this week if they beat 1-1 Southern Miss. 6 p.m. on the ESPN. 2-0 Arkansas versus number 17 Ole Miss. They are even in the rushing and the passing, but Arkansas's Taylon Green has 10 passing touchdowns already in these few weeks. Now, they have played some lesser opponents, of course, but still, he's firing it up. Ole Miss, Austin Simmons, 3 passing touchdowns. Ole Miss has 50 more yards and penalties racked up this season. 6 p.m. on FS1. 0-2 Western Michigan versus number 9 Illinois. Put that down because Illinois is number 9 ranked and they're looking to have a great season. They have Western Michigan. 6 p.m. on ACC Network. 1-1 Old Dominion versus 0-2 Va-Tech. Surely the Hokies can beat Old Dominion and get that first win. 6 p.m. on Peacock. This one's kind of interesting. 1-1 Ohio. We saw almost beat Rutgers, beat West Virginia. Now they're going to 2-0 Ohio State. Buckeyes are good, but Ohio's good too. Bobcats, man, they would just love to go in there. If they can win, they got bragging rights for the next year in their state. So if you don't watch it, keep an eye on it, man. You never know. This one worries me. 6:30 NBC, number 16 Texas A&M versus number 18 Notre Dame. I will admit A&M is looking better than they have these last couple of years in the opening weeks. I'm still not buying things the media are saying. I stopped listening to the media about Texas A&M years ago. So I'm going to be honest with you. This one's got me worried. Playing there in South Bend, I don't know. We'll see. Irish have only played one game, but you think that now they've had time to practice to get mistakes cleaned up and everything like that. So it's kind of hard to judge where the Irish are right now. But I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see. 6:30 ABC, the big one. 1-1 4. Well, it had the potential to be a big one until last weekend. Still a big game. 1-1 Florida versus number 3 LSU. They are pretty even in the rushing and the passing game. Both of them have over 100 yards and penalties racked up. And you just kind of wonder what kind of crazy shit. Some crazy shit always happens in this game. So you just wonder what's going to happen. Let's see what's next. 6:30 on ESPN Plus. Eastern Carolina versus Coastal Carolina. Both of them are 1-1. Same thing, 6:30 ESPN Plus. 2-0 New Mexico State versus 1-1 Louisiana Tech. 6:45 on the SEC Network. Another interesting one. 2-0 Vanderbilt versus number 11 South Carolina. Vandy would love to get another statement win like they've been getting the last couple of years. Sellers versus Pavia. I think the thing about this game is going to come down to defense. What defense can step up and stop Sellers or Pavia, whichever one, because they're both great quarterbacks. So that's going to be a pretty interesting one there. 7 p.m. on ESPN2. 1-1 Duke versus 2-0 Tulane. Tulane better in rushing, Duke better in passing. Tulane has racked up 60 more yards and penalties. Duke coming up. Speaking of the penalties, Duke, man, last week versus Illinois, they had quite a few penalties, some bad penalties at bad times, and 15-yarders when they couldn't afford to have them. Kept coughing up the ball, all kinds of mistakes, dropped passes. See if Diaz got that stuff cleaned up before they go play Tulane, who's still damn good. Tulane's still a damn good team, so that could be interesting there. CBS, or 7 p.m., CBS Sports Network. This could be a pretty good one, too. Number 20, Utah, going up to Laramie to play 2-0 Wyoming, who's playing good football, playing up there at that high altitude. It's like something like 5,000 feet above sea level. I mean, Salt Lake City's in the hill mountains, too, but still. Utah, better rushing game. They are even in the passing game. Wyoming does have 74 or 75 more yards and penalties so far this year. So, yeah, that could be a pretty good one if all the other games turn out to be duds. All right, so late night. What we got late night on Saturday night? 8:45 FS1. Decent one. 1-0 Air Force versus 1-1 Utah State. Air Force is better in rushing, but they're even in the passing game. 9:30 on ACC Network. Not 1-1 Boston College going to Palo Alto to play 0-2 Stanford. How does that flight or how does that travel from the East Coast to the West Coast and playing? Because when they play this game at 9:30, I mean, shit. So that could be something to keep an eye on. But Stanford could get their first win this year. They were on their way to beating Hawaii, but mistakes kicked their ass, and Hawaii beat them that first game, that first weekend. So we'll see. Look at this one, 9:30 on ESPN. 2-0 Minnesota. They go to Berkeley to play 2-0 Cal. Close in the rushing game, even in the passing game. Cal does have less first downs and more penalties, but Cal is improved these last couple of years. Minnesota started off slow a little bit. Some of these teams here lately, so this could be a decent game here at 9:30 on ESPN. Another one that could be good. 9:30 on TNT. 2-0 Texas State going out west to play 1-1 to Arizona State. Texas State playing great football. Arizona State, they're pissed about losing that one to Mississippi State. Bobcat quarterback Brad Jackson, more passing yards and more touchdowns than Sam Levitt, which is kind of crazy. ASU has racked up more penalties than Texas State. And then 11 p.m. Mountain West Network. God, it's like the second week in a row. I wish I had the Mountain West Network. 0-3, it says 0-3 Portland State. I mean, I know it. But they're going to play 2-1 Hawaii. 11 p.m. on the Mountain West Network. That's a chance to stay up to 1, 2 in the morning, having adult beverages, watching college football. Portland State, they're not good, but hey, a late night Hawaii home game, man, doesn't get any better than that sometimes. All right, so that's it. Yeah, weekend's almost here. Got a pretty good lineup of stuff for actually starting tonight through Saturday. Got some damn good games. Anyway, whatever you do this weekend, be safe, have fun. We'll be back either Sunday or Monday to go over some things that happened because this is a pretty big weekend, so we'll review some things that happened. Anyway, stay safe, have fun, work hard. Friday afternoon, we'll be here before you know it. We'll see you next time.